Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where we talk for 2 hours about how Vince McMahon has lost his fucking mind. It's lost to the Midcard. Welcome to the fallout from Royal Rumble as we talk Raw and Smackdown. Some major news also came our way. We'll update you on all of that stuff, including a few headlines. And also talk Smackdown as we set the stage for Elimination Chamber, which... next week's Lost in the Midcard will be the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view as it is already upon us. So we'll kind of set the stage there as we have a little clarity on the Elimination Chamber card as well. And thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes and any of your favorite podcasting apps. All you got to do is search for Lost in the Midcard, hit the subscribe button, and there you go. You'll know every time a new episode comes your way, typically every Thursday, as well as Mondays after WWE pay-per-views. And if you've already subscribed to Lost in the Midcard, tell your friends and tell your friends to tell their friends. Let's get everybody on board the train. We also are subscribable on YouTube. The links to all that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard. We're also on the Twitter at LITMC Podcast. I am your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JBHuskers, and as always, my co-host is on the Twitter at RawF Showtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing?
I'm better than Sunday. I guess that doesn't require much. But yeah.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, you're a little miffed on Sunday, weren't you?
Just a bit. I think it was warranted.
Let's put you in a better mood by saying Seth Rollins got injured on Monday Night Raw.
Well, it doesn't really put me in a good mood.
No, it was a joke. During the last segment of Raw, which we'll cover here later on, of course, the debut of Samoa Joe, which now it makes sense why he was left off of the Royal Rumble. He was Triple H's destroyer, and I've watched this twice now, Matt. I'm not exactly sure what exact situation it was when he hurt his knee. Do you?
I'm being told it was when Joe took him to the mat for the Coquina Clutch.
Oh.
That his knee fucked up. It was it's being described as a freak accident. So yeah, nobody's blaming Joe. There's no heat on Joe. Absolute freak accident. I've even heard some people speculate that the conspiracy theorists out there, that Rollins' knee was already giving him problems prior to Monday, and that's why they took him out of the Rumble. I don't really know if that's accurate or not, but there's always people out there with their conspiracy theory opinions and whatnot.
Yeah.
I would say
it put more heat on Joe for Joe's debut, for people thinking Joe actually took Rollins out.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But I'm of the opinion that Rollins will still be. I think Rollins will still be at WrestleMania.
Yeah, we got some proof here
until I hear differently. I'm going to say that Rollins versus Triple H still happens at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I got a series of tweets from Seth Rollins here we'll read in a little bit. But Seth Rollins in Birmingham, Alabama, of course, the famous Birmingham, Alabama, where Dr. James Andrews is, having his knee taken a look at. But it does not, we don't have much, but it sounds like good news. It doesn't sound like it's going to be as catastrophic as it was in November 2015 when he tore his knee facing Kane. What did you listen to the audio? Mike Johnson suggesting CM Punk, or was it audio or was it text?
No, it was. He first mentioned it on the weekly We Don't Need No Stinking Name show with Dave Scherer. Dave pretty much called him a fucking nut bag. Yeah. And I guess Mike was so inspired by it, he decided to write an editorial about it. But it's a fantasy booking editorial essentially, because there's no way it's going to happen. No. Like, even if Rollins was out for Mania and he wasn't coming back, there's no fucking way that WWE is going to pick up the phone and call CM Punk. No. Even though I think it would be brilliant. It would be epic. Honestly, it would make the entire WrestleMania card 10 times more interesting. Yeah. If CM Punk was on the card, but I just don't see it. I just don't see WWE swallowing their pride to do so. Because honest to God, I think if WWE, like Mike said, if WWE called and they essentially said, hey, we want you to come back, we're going to make sure the lawsuits gets dropped. You come in, work Triple H at Mania, if you want to leave after that, fine. If you want to stay, fine, but
you got a good payday.
Come in, get a good payday, make some of that money back that he lost on funding this lawsuit. Get the lawsuit gone. I guarantee you, if WWE called up Dana White tomorrow, and Vince said we want CM Punk for WrestleMania, Dana White probably would say take him, because Dana White doesn't want to. Dana White really doesn't want him to fight for the UFC anymore. It's very clear the way he speaks about him during the interviews. But the problem is, if he lets Punk go, Punk's going to go to Bellator and fight. And Punk brought a lot of eyes to the UFC pay-per-view market when he made his debut. So if UFC lets Punk go and he goes to Bellator, then there's going to be a lot of new eyes on the other MMA promotion, which Dana White does not want. So if Dana White finds, he's going to get locked into a WWE deal, sure, go. You can leave the UFC contract behind. I'll rip it up. You can go back to WWE, because that means Dana's free and clear, not having to worry about him anymore, and he doesn't have to worry about him going to Bellator either. So I mean, it works out for all parties, and it's a very interesting concept. And honestly, I would love the hell out of it, because that would mean we would probably get CM Punk versus Samoa Joe at Fastlane, and then CM Punk versus Triple H at WrestleMania. And I love the idea of both of those matches. But it's fantasy booking 101, and it's just not going to happen. So,
yeah, it's a pipe dream. It's a pipe dream,
but it's a beautiful pipe dream.
Yeah. CM Punk has been in the news a lot lately, basically as he's preparing for his second fight. Don't know if it's at the UFC or not, but
it has to be at the UFC right now, because that's where he's under contract.
Yeah, so he's working towards another fight. So there actually may be a decision sometime soon in regards to Punk's next fight. But yeah, even if Punk gets dropped again, I mean, it's going to be extra eyes on the product. Dana needs that now, because Ronda Rousey's probably going to retire. Yep. So Seth Rollins took to Twitter, and initially when he was down in Alabama, said, wish I could say it was just a bad dream. Showed a picture of his knee in a little cuff there. Then Samoa Joe tweeted saying, at Triple H, I believe I delivered as requested. And he signed it The Destroyer.
Did you see his tweet like an hour later?
No.
There's a tweet. It's like, Joe's? Yeah, Joe. It's like my at mentions right now, like, and it's a picture of like Alice from Alice in Wonderland crying. It's pretty fucking funny. I don't know if he deleted it or not, but it was
still real to me.
It was definitely there earlier today. I'm looking at his account now to see if it's still there. Yeah, when your ads be like, yeah, it's still there. Go take a look. Right. It's funny as shit. I'll actually retweet it in the Lost in the Midcard right now, so anybody who wants to look at it can go take a look. So
throughout a set of 5 tweets, Seth Rollins late this afternoon took to Twitter and said the following: wanted to take a second to thank everyone who's reached out to me over the last 2 days. Life doesn't always go your way, but that is no excuse to surrender. If anything, obstacles exist to help us grow and evolve. This re-injury to my surgically repaired knee is real. And a lot is up in the air right now, but one thing remains constant, my resolve. This doesn't end for me until I've reclaimed the throne. And for me, fighting and defeating Triple H is the only way. I will work harder than I ever have and push myself beyond what I know. This isn't over. The only way to wear the crown is to slay the king. I know what must be done. There's nothing that can stop me. And a conversation we had, Matt, earlier today, you said this sounds like a promo. And that basically almost sounds like Dr. James Andrews just said, stay off of it for a little while and you'll be okay.
Yeah, and in my opinion, he's going to miss Fastlane. Yeah. But I think he's going to be back in time for WrestleMania. Because the Twitter paragraph that he threw out there, which with 5 tweets is about a paragraph's worth, to me, it felt like a shoot that turned into a work. Because he thanked all the fans for the support and yes, the injury is legit and blah blah blah, and then it turned into a work. Yeah. And honestly, if you're not gonna be back for a while, you drop the whole facade about worrying about coming back and beating down Triple H. So to me,
I think he got some good news today from Dr.
I agree. I think they found out it was not as serious as they feared. I think Rollins is still a go for WrestleMania, but I really don't believe. I do not believe he'll be ready for Samoa Joe at Fastlane, so they're going to have to find out something else for Joe to do. But honestly, I find that as a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, here's what they could do. They could just basically feed someone to Joe to kill for his debut at Fastlane. They could just feed somebody on the Raw roster. Joe probably won't make his in-ring debut until Fastlane. That's a good way to sell network subscriptions. And yeah, just basically feed someone to Joe for his debut. Does that sound like something they should do?
I'll tell you what they should do, but they won't do it. If they're
CM Punk,
no, if they're truly planning for Jericho versus Owens at Mania, and Owens is dropping the title, prior to Mania, he's dropping it. The rumor is he's going to drop it to Goldberg at Fastlane, which I hate that so much. You have no idea how much I hate that.
Why?
Exactly. Not only do I not want to see that match happen again, I really don't want to see it happen with the championship on the line.
Hence my opening statement tonight.
Yeah. So if you're gonna do Jericho and Owens at Mania, it shouldn't be for the United States title either.
It should be for the Universal title.
Well, yeah, but if you're not gonna do it for the Universal, it shouldn't be for anything.
Well, I said all along.
I would honestly have Sami Zayn beat Jericho for the United States Championship, and then I would have him next week on Raw, like in a mistake, cue between KO and Jericho, like KO accidentally cost Jericho the title, and then I have Samoa Joe beat Sami Zayn at Fastlane.
Yeah.
Give him the United States Championship.
My thought was, I said this on our prediction show. I said, well, Jericho wins the Rumble, KO screws him out of the U.S. title somewhere between now and Mania. So you could still have it where he loses. It would be kind of funny if KO screws Jericho to allow Sami Zayn to win the title. That'd be such irony. It would be brilliant.
Well, I'm not saying that KO should do it on purpose.
No, I'm saying
it should be an accident.
I said 2 weeks ago that it should. That's how he loses the title is because of KO on purpose, because he realized that's his enemy at WrestleMania. Live.
I don't like the idea of it being done on purpose.
Live Royal Rumble notes posted here from Kurt Zamora at PW Insider. Said basically 3 sides of the upper deck were tarped off. Hard camera side looked to have had 5 or so rows open. Everything else looked sold out or close to it. Obviously, no way of telling if the 52,000 people were a legitimate number, because the WWE likes to lie about that. He felt really bad for the SmackDown women coming out first. Maybe 20% of the crowd was in their seats when that happened. Big pop for the Raw Tag title change. About time for Gallows and Anderson. Bayley got a massive
time.
Yeah, Bayley got a massive pop for her entrance, but the crowd did not seem interested in the match as a whole.
Because no one believed that Charlotte was going to lose. And that's the whole problem. Her match, they've solidified so hard that Charlotte doesn't lose title defenses on pay-per-view that everybody knows WrestleMania is right around the corner, so they're not going to let her lose it at the Rumble, so no one was invested in the match because everybody knew she wasn't going to lose.
Yeah.
Bad booking.
Roman versus Owens was a great match live. Crowd was all over Roman. Even before the Rumble match debacle, I don't understand how you can have 40 or 50,000 people booing him soundly and call him a good guy. Another big pop for Owens winning. Strowman even got a thank you chant.
Yeah, he got one on Monday, too.
Obviously, Neville and Rich Swann are in an enviable position. The crowd was flat for most of the match, minus some moves here and there. Glad to see Neville win the title, though. I've been to 4 WrestleManias in my lifetime, including the last one that broke the attendance record, and I've never experienced anything like I did for Styles versus Cena. The crowd was a sight to see and incredible to hear. That match was so good, and the crowd was eating out of the palm of their hands. When Cena won, the roar from the crowd blew the roof off. It wasn't cheers or boos, it was an ovation. I can't describe it, but it was great to be a part of. Kind of the feeling I had when I saw Nakamura and Sami Zayn live. I'm like, whoa.
Both these guys.
I'm like, I may never see another match that tops this live in my life ever again. I personally enjoyed the Rumble. I thought it was great, but I think the crowd as a whole was a letdown by the lack of surprises. Yes. Enzo at 27 was put in a bad spot. Dillinger at 10 got an incredible ovation when he came out. I couldn't even hear his music. The Taker-Goldberg stare-down in the following spots had the entire crowd on their feet. One of the biggest pops for the Rumble was Corbin eliminating Strowman. No one saw that coming. Roman at 30, unless they're starting a heel turn, say tomorrow, was the worst thing they could have done for him. Literally anyone else would have been better. I heard a lot of "This is awesome" chants. I've never heard a "This is bullshit" chant.
Like I said, every single person in that building was suckered in by Vince McMahon.
I got him, pal.
And he thinks he's the smartest motherfucker in the room. And I'm sorry, if you're an intelligent wrestling fan, you know exactly what he did. And if you're not, then you're just happy that Randy Orton won, and it wasn't Roman. You know,
he said, I've never heard "This is bullshit" chant from a crowd, especially that many people. Orton winning the Rumble felt like he truly saved the night for a lot of fans. Big pop for the last elimination. Overall, I had a great time live, but I could understand if others did not. I'll never go back to the Alamo Dome, though. Not easily accessible with through parking, traffic, or just even walking up to the arena. Richard Tronfo from PW Insider provided a by-the-numbers look at the Royal Rumble match. The match itself lasted 62 minutes and 9 seconds. Time of the match until number 30 was 55 minutes and 54 seconds. That means it wasn't exactly on a 90-second clock there, was it?
It was supposed to be a 2-minute clock.
Yeah, or 2-minute clock. I'm sorry, I'm stuck in the old ways there. It took 6 minutes, 15 seconds from the 30th entrant to the end of the match. Length of time. The length of the time the winner was in the Rumble was Randy Orton was in there for 21 minutes, 25 seconds. Entrant number 23. Most eliminations, as we covered, Braun Strowman was 7. Longest time between eliminations, 17 minutes and 24 seconds. That was Braun Strowman when he got eliminated. And it was 17 minutes until the New Day got knocked out. Average time between entrances. This is an interesting stat. 119.21 seconds. It's pretty damn close to 2 minutes, actually. The longest interval between entrances, 179 seconds between Goldberg and Taker. Shortest interval, 90 seconds between the start of the match and Kalisto. Obviously,
just been a production queue fuck up.
Yeah. Oh,
90. That's 90 seconds. No, wait, no, it's not. God damn it. We fucked up.
Chris Jericho, of course, the 61-minute man, was in the Rumble for the longest, 60 minutes, 12 seconds officially. Sami Zayn, second, 47 minutes, 14 seconds. Baron Corbin, he's starting to become a Battle Royale specialist. I just made a new word up. 33 minutes and 2 seconds. Dean Ambrose, fourth, 28 minutes, 5 seconds. Bray Wyatt was fifth with 25 minutes and 10 seconds. Matt, off the top of your head, can you guess who had the shortest Rumble stint this year? I'm sure it probably comes down to 2 guys.
Probably Enzo, right?
Yep, good job. 1 minute, 9 seconds. James Ellsworth lasted 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
Yeah, because Ellsworth spent a lot of time outside the ring.
Yep. So there's a little bit of by the numbers. Of course, Jericho's 60 minutes and 12 seconds ranks him 5th all time. If he would have stayed in for just 5 more seconds, he would have passed Triple H for 4th all time in one single Rumble. But he did pass Triple H by a lot for the total cumulative time.
Yeah.
He now has about a 56-minute lead on Triple H.
And I don't ever see Triple H spending that much time in a Royal Rumble ever again. So, I feel that record's safe for a while.
Oh, yeah, because the only other guys that can catch him are Kane, who
wasn't even in it this year.
No, Kane is like... I think Kane's about almost an hour 20 behind. And then the only other one that's even close would be Cody Rhodes. Who's Cody Rhodes is a hair over 3 hours.
Yeah, fat chance of that ever happening.
Because the other 2 guys in the top 5, the other 2 guys that have been in a Rumble more than 3 hours total were HBK and Triple H. So, yeah, Jericho. This isn't probably his last Rumble. So, he may have a bit of a record there for some time now. Of course, the 6th ever guy to last over an hour too. So cool stuff there. This is some cool stuff here. I highly recommend those Netflix users. Starting on February 15th, 2 weeks from now, Lucha Underground's first 2 seasons will be available to stream in North America on Netflix, according to Court Bauer from MLW Radio. Very cool stuff. Matt, do you have Netflix?
Not currently. I got tired of them jacking the price up, so I got rid of it.
If you ever get it back again, I highly suggest you take a watch, because Lucha Underground is a phenomenal show. 39 episodes for season 1, 26 episodes in season 2. The future's up in the air, though. I don't know. I mean, I think it could still go on, but I mean, their top dogs are probably gone. 3 of their top dogs are probably gone in Prince Puma, whose contract is up with Lucha Underground. That came out today. And then the brothers, Phoenix and Pentagon Jr., I think are on their way out as well. So they're going to have to maybe build some more stars. They got a deep roster, though. So I hope they can continue to succeed, because I absolutely love the show. So. And let's see here. Mick Foley announced on Facebook that he was cleared for hip replacement surgery. So in the next couple of months, he will be getting his right hip replaced.
I would guess after Mania.
Yep. So the bad news, he said, is that it will not allow me to fly for 6 weeks due to potential blood clotting issues.
That's
the good news
some serious issues. So it killed Chris Candido.
Yep. The good news is the GM position doesn't offer much in the way of a long-term job security, so that break might present itself in the natural course of events. As, of course, you see Mick and Stephanie are bicker lately over decisions made. Once again, Madison Square Garden, the return is going to be March 13th. Actually, got pushed out. WWE got pushed out of a date in February because of a big boxing title fight, which basically WWE made a favor to MSG. Basically is saying, we'll scratch your back, then next time you can scratch ours, because I've heard the costs of running shows at MSG, especially live shows, are expensive as fuck. I wish to God this was on the network, though, because for the first time ever, March 13th from Madison Square Garden, Kevin Owens and Brock Lesnar are going to clash, and that's going to be one to watch. That'll be fun. Also, Randy Orton against Luke Harper is on the card. A triple threat for the, I don't know if it's for the title, but Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose, The Miz, and Baron Corbin, and then Ziggler and Apollo Crews. And also advertised as Tamina. So it sounds like Tamina coming back from injury, and then, of course, the death of her father just last month.
Wonder if they're going to repair her with the Usos.
I don't know. As I just said earlier, Ricochet, a.k.a. Prince Puma, did an interview with SpainSoloWrestling.com. He has confirmed he's no longer under contract to Lucha Underground, but cannot appear until for another promotion until Season 3 has run its course.
When the hell is that?
I don't know. They're on a break right now.
Well, Season 3 is on the air right now, right?
Yeah, Season 3 is on the air right now, but they're in a mid... I don't know if it's a mid-season break, but they're on a little hiatus break, I think.
Hurry up and come back so we can get Ricochet in WWE.
Yeah.
NXT could really use him right now.
Ricochet did say that he has been contacted by the WWE before. He was not contacted for the Cruiserweight Classic, however.
Because they were smart enough to know they couldn't use him.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, 205 Live, I keep hearing rumors of its demise on Raw. That's why it's getting shit on Raw. But they say...
That's not what I'm hearing.
But 205 Live itself, the show, is fine. It's just that their time on Raw might be up. But just rumors. But
I've been told that Raw, that like the segments that they do on Raw, are essentially like infomercials
to watch on live.
To buy the network to see 205 Live. Like they don't really want to dedicate any lengthy amount of time to the division on Raw because they want people to, I guess, get into the mini stuff that they show them and then expect them to go buy the network or just go tune into the network if you already have it. Like the whole idea of the segments on Raw are apparently just to get people to go to the network to watch it on Tuesday nights.
Okay, well,
so
I don't. That doesn't make me. It makes me feel a little better about it, but it doesn't make me like it.
Oh no, I mean it's not great. It's honestly it's a poor use of the division because if you use it,
fucking show.
Yeah, because if you use it awesomely on Monday night, then you're gonna have a lot better chance of people wanting to go to the network on Tuesday to see it. Because when you use it like crap on Monday night, a lot of people are like, "Why am I going to tune in to see this again?" And it's not their smartest logic move on their part, but that's what WWE and Mr. McMahon do sometimes.
Some quick hitters from the WWE. Triple H tweeted the following, that he was able to surprise some Make-A-Wish children who went to the Performance Center today with tickets to WrestleMania. So pretty cool to see that tweet today from Trips. See, he's not a bad guy. WWE Shop has new shirts for Authors of Pain and Sanity, so go check those out. And celebrating Black History Month for the month of February, there are now a new collection on the network, which features guys all the way from Junkyard Dog, Ron Simmons, Ahmed Johnson, Booker T, Mark Henry, among others. So go check out the new collections there on the network. New Japan Pro Wrestling has made the Okada Kenny Omega Wrestle Kingdom 11 main event free for 1 week. So go check that out on New Japan Pro Wrestling.
For some reason, as a wrestling fan, you still haven't seen that match, go see it and then compare it to the Rude Nakamura match from Saturday. And by all means, some people wish to compare it to Cena and Styles from Sunday. Go, watch those 3 matches to judge for yourself which one you thought was the best.
Yeah, it still was a match.
To me, I really don't think there was any wrong answer. Anybody can make an argument for any 3 of those matches to be their favorite of the 3. So overall, if you wish to ignore the creative aspects of all companies right now, and you're just looking for some great professional wrestling, we got some really good shit in January.
John Cena, you'll hear his voice in the Super Bowl because he's the elephant in the pistachio commercials, so he'll be on the Super Bowl.
John Cena is confirmed for me to never eat pistachios.
Linda McMahon has been approved for Trump's cabinet position, so it now moves on to a Senate vote. So that's where they're at now with Linda McMahon. Raw rating after the Rumble jumped up quite a bit and didn't really fall off on the third hour like it usually does. 3.6 million for the night. High mark was in the middle at 3.643, and that final hour only dropped to 3.574. So a good night for Monday Night Raw. Be interesting to see if they can keep that momentum. But of course, one to note, the Raw after Rumble last year got over 4 million viewers, so they are down overall from a year ago.
Yeah, like half a million people.
Smackdown Live also rebounded after the Rumble. It went up to 2.817 million, so that is their highest since the end of 2016. Wasn't the last one of 2016 that wild card, whatever the hell, weird title show they had?
Yes. That's the night they beat Raw.
Yep. Impact Wrestling I didn't catch this week, so
did I.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, Impact Wrestling still obsolete.
Until they get rid of until they get into the new writers, right?
Well, apparently it's not. Apparently Dixie Carter's not the only person that's a problem. If you ask one MVP.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Who mentioned on Twitter earlier today that not only is John Gaburik the guy who was pretty much he's like the lead guy in creative over there right now, but he was also like the main guy on like the first season of Tough Enough with Taz and them and all that. MVP went on to say that not only is Gaburik responsible for MVP no longer being with the company, he's also responsible for AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Eric Young, Bobby Roode, Austin Aries, Christopher Daniels, and the rest of the Beatdown Clan. So
wow, that's almost a whole promotion.
I was just gonna say, so you essentially can say that the reason TNA is no longer good roster-wise and why they have so few main event talents is apparently because of John Gaburik.
We could do a 1-hour weekly show with just those guys.
I absolutely agree.
Anyways, Hardy's took on Decay and the DCC for the titles. Hardy's came out victorious there. Drew Galloway's first defense of the Grand Championship was a rematch against Moose, which Galloway retains there. Monsters Ball match for the Knockouts title. Rosemary took on Jade. Rosemary got the win there and retains. I hear that was a great, insane match. Be pretty cool to see the Knockouts do a Monsters Ball match. They had an X Division title match, which involved DJZ, Andrew Everett, Trevor Lee, Caleb Conley, who I've not even heard of, and Marsh Rocket. I never heard of that guy either. Apparently, this was a Spot Monkey Fest, according to according to Stu.
Matt Hardy.
No, according to Stu, they do. Here is how Stu from PW Insider broke down this X Division title match. They do spots, and about he says spots about 30 times, and then says then DJZ hits Everett with a leaping DDT for the win. I'm gonna copy and paste this and send it to you on Twitter, Matt.
Oh my god,
it's hilarious just how he wrote that. The breakdown of the X Division title match. Then a 30-minute Iron Man match for the TNA World title, as we have pretty much alluded to the past couple of weeks when we knew the answer through the tapings. Bobby Lashley is your new champion. Defeated Eddie Edwards 3-2. Of course.
Did someone tell Anthem that the charisma hole that is Bobby Lashley is not the answer to get people back to watching your product on a weekly basis? That was my best impression of a Bobby Lashley promo.
It's great that since Anthem's taken over, they decided to take the title off someone new and fresh and put it on someone newer and fresher. Oh, wait, just kidding.
Idiots.
Was this where Davey Richards costume too, or is this later on?
As far as I'm aware, this is when Richards turned heel on him.
Dumb.
I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive it is. I mean, I would imagine that would be in Stu's report if that's when it occurred.
Yeah, I closed the window, so
fuck it. Who cares? It's TNA.
ROH television this week. I didn't get to catch this either. This is what happens when you have 6 hours of wrestling on Sunday. You don't get time to catch up on wrestling for other places. I didn't even watch 205 Live, so that'll go by quick as well. Cheeseburger Will Ferraro took on Sho Tanaka, Yohei Komatsu, and Shaheem against Shaheem Ali and Leon St. Giovanni. I believe St. Giovanni was in the Top Prospects tournament last year, wasn't he? That name sounds familiar.
I don't know, maybe.
Sho Tanaka and Yohei Komatsu got the win there. After the match, the Young Bucks made their way to the ring. They talk about the Matt Hardy's open challenge. Nick and Matt then super kick the winners of that 3-way tag match out of the ring, and Nick introduces Adam Cole, baby. And Adam asks, "Who's ready for story time?"
Nobody.
I thought you were an Adam Cole fan.
I am an Adam Cole fan, but story time is worn thin on me. Like, I'm tired of story time. Anytime I hear story time, I think of a bad Roman Reigns promo.
The second match of the evening was, and actually, let's see here. Alex Shelley joined Kevin Kelly on commentary. I don't know if that was for the whole show or not.
Well, they got to put somebody out there since Steve Corino's gone.
And Nigel. I think Kevin Kelly.
They are low. They are low on commentator options at the moment.
I think from what I'm reading, Kevin Kelly called the first match by himself, and then Alex Shelley joined for the second match, which was Juice Robinson taking on Marty Scurll for the Ring of Honor television title. No surprise there. Marty Scurll, the villain, holds on to that championship. Marty, after the match, says, if you're sitting backstage and you fancy your chances, consider this an open challenge. He tells anyone to give him a shot. Chris Sabin comes out and Jay White, Leo Rush, Jonathan Gresham, and Donovan Dijak show up on the stage as well.
One of these guys are leaving really soon.
Yeah, the very tall one out of that group. Everybody else, it's Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Jay White, Leo Rush, Jonathan Gresham. I think I'm taller than those guys, and I'm 5'9".
Leo Rush is a short dude. He's really, really short.
I think Gresham's very short, too. Shelley's the taller guy. And then Dijak, yeah, he's kind of tall. Actually, it looked like a musical chairs for the color commentary because the main event, which was the a semifinal match for the Decade of Excellence tournament, Jay Lethal, Jay Briscoe, and Frankie Kazarian joined Kevin Kelly. So it looked like it was it looks like they're just doing open tryouts with wrestlers for the color commentary spot right now. I can probably assume, I'll probably watch this later this week, but I can probably assume Lethal and Briscoe were just amazing. Jay Briscoe goes on to defeat Jay Lethal, and he will face Christopher Daniels in the finals of the Decade of Excellence tournament. And I said when this 8-man bracket broke, I would just love to see Christopher Daniels win this because I've been a fan of his for a long time. I even suffered through the TNA days of he's hot, he's spicy.
Hey! Do not badmouth the good name of Curryman.
Curryman!
What the fuck?
I never got that gimmick.
You bastard. Curryman was great.
But I hope it's hopefully my premonition of Christopher Daniels winning is true. And then he'll have an uphill battle as he faces the Bullet Club if he does. 205 Live I did not catch either. Like I said, I'm getting ready to move too, so it's just a lot of shit going on. Tony Nese continues his role lately as win streak as he defeated Lince Dorado. Then we got a segment with Neville and Rich Swann. Swann was kind of in a walking boot. Neville, being the dick that he is, pushed him down. The Brian Kendrick joins commentary, so it sounds like probably the first feud for Akira Tozawa will be the Brian Kendrick.
Well, they needed a feud for Kendrick after they set one up for him and Tajiri, and then Tajiri got injured.
Mm-hmm. Tozawa debuts on 205 Live. He took on Aaron Solo, who looks like S.A. Rios.
The boyfriend of Bailey.
Lucky dude. Yeah, the dude looks like S.A. Rios, seriously.
He looks like a jobber.
How did Tozawa look in his debut of 205 Live, Matt?
In the beginning, I thought he gave way too much offense to this dude. But I'd say like the second half of the match, he really picked it up. And he won with one of his sick one of those sick ass quick German suplexes.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know anybody in the business that can hit a German quicker than Tozawa. I don't. It's Germans are sick.
It's just like the release time of Ray Allen when he shoots that 3-pointer. How quick he could get that off.
Yeah, and they showed Kendrick at the commentary booth after the match, like after the German hit, and Kendrick's just sitting there like with his mouth like hanging open. It's funny as hell, shot. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely go check it out.
I started to watch the Tozawa match before NXT tonight. Would have probably gotten the full thing in if I could have gotten into my WWE account earlier. Anyways, I was almost afraid I wasn't going to watch NXT tonight. I would have missed my favorite guy, the Drifter.
You fucker.
Main event time. Neville and Noam Dar against Cedric Alexander and Jack Gallagher. How was the main event at 205 Live here for you, Matt?
Honestly, a lot of it was just beating the shit out of Gallagher.
Oh, yeah.
And Dar kept tagging himself in when Neville didn't want him to. And Neville got pissed. And when Dar needed to tag, Neville's like, fuck off, and jumped off the apron and left him behind. And then Dar got his ass kicked, and Cedric and Gallagher won. That's pretty much what it was.
Neville doesn't want any friends. Next up, NXT, the final NXT for Corey Graves. We'll get to that in a little bit, but first off, Ember Moon took on Matt's favorite NXT woman, Aaliyah. I got to give it to Aaliyah here. She looked a lot improved here, Matt. I know you don't like her.
I give her nothing.
Yeah, she looked improved here. I thought she looked pretty good against Ember Moon.
I think she got way too much offense against the person that they're planning on having defeat Asuka.
I'm wondering if she's even going to defeat Asuka at this point.
Dude, you got to bring Asuka up eventually. You can't just have her be undefeated for like 5 fucking years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in 5 years they'll find somebody, but in 3 months, I don't know.
Dude, Ember has to win the title at Mania.
One of the cool things about an NXT after a takeover is, unfortunately, it's not really much in terms of story progression, but we get to see all the .com interviews and stuff, so that's pretty cool. They covered Eric Young and Ty Dillinger after the Ember Moon match. Eric Young cut a promo saying, "Choices, you made your choice, Dillinger, and I proved that you made the wrong one." Then they talked to Ty Dillinger about being in the Rumble. Very emotional Ty Dillinger, talking about how it was his favorite pay-per-view because you could see all the stars in the match, and he's honored to have his name listed among the others in the history of the Royal Rumble. That was an interview before he entered the Rumble, I do believe, and then they interviewed him again after the Rumble. Again, still very emotional because it was a hell of a night for him. Ty said, "That's the night you dream of. This was 15 years in the making." Ty said he had his doubts, but last night he came up short, but the next night he is number 10 in the Royal Rumble. It hasn't sunken in that he's in the Rumble, but he's now in the history books. They take a look at the women's title match from TakeOver. Asuka is interviewed by Kathy Kelly afterwards, and she says,
"What a bitch."
What?
What Asuka said. It's a bitch move. And I like Asuka. Yeah. I don't like what she said here. I thought it was pretty disrespectful.
She said that it was tough, but the title is still hers. And then Kathy asked Asuka about Ember Moon, and she goes, "Ember who? Does she work here?"
Dude, that is so disrespectful.
And Kathy Kelly says, "Yes, she does." And then Asuka's like, "Okay."
Come on, you have to agree with me. That's not cool.
No.
That's some blatant disrespect right there.
I mean, if she was a heel, maybe.
Yeah, if she was a heel, maybe, but for a babyface to do that, that's not cool.
She's been kind of teetering, though, lately, but... So maybe she'll turn full heel. on this one. I don't know. They showed Tyler Bate entering the arena, or walking around on the outside there. And they go back and interview Ember Moon, and was told about Asuka's comments. And Ember says she's happy that Asuka won that match, and Ember says she's the one who wants to dethrone the Empress. And when they are done, Asuka will know who she is. Next match of the evening saw the NXT debut of the UK champion Tyler Bate against Oney Lorcan. Nice ovation for Tyler Bate in San Antonio. I love the little wave. It's fun. This was a hard-hitting motherfucker between these two guys. I loved it. In the end, Tyler Driver 97 is hit by Tyler Bate for the 3 count. Very cool to see some of the UK guys starting to come on to NXT.
Matt, it's just the beginning.
Yeah, you mentioned that they're taping tonight as we speak, and you said there's a few more that'll be...
They are definitely, if you're a fan of Tyler Bate, if you're a fan of Trent Seven, if you're a fan of Pete Dunne, and if you're a fan of Mark Andrews, I would definitely keep your eyes peeled on NXT over the course of the next several weeks.
Oh, God, okay.
What?
I was like, I just answered my question that I asked you earlier in the evening. Random thought there.
Just have a brain freeze, JB?
I didn't recognize Cassius Ohno in a suit.
Are you kidding me?
No, I didn't realize that was him. I'm like, what the fuck? I was a quick glimpse. I saw somebody with Matt Bloom, and I didn't recognize who it was at first. Sorry, I don't think I've seen Chris Hero in a suit before. So, after the Tyler Bate match, Kathy Kelly interviews Roddy Strong. Strong said that was a statement. He said he's coming for one thing, the NXT title. It's Roddy versus the world. The Authors of Pain were interviewed, Paul Ellering was interviewed after their match. How Ellering says they are the new sheriffs in town, the new law. They show no mercy and victory at all costs. They show footage, unseen footage of Nakamura being helped to the back after his match. Then they go to Bobby Roode for his comments. And I can't remember who the new girl's name is yet, but she asked, would things be different if Nakamura was injured? And Roode goes, is that a real question? And he tells her to respect the new champion. And he'll let that question slide because she's new. Next up, they show a pretty badass video package for Corey Graves, as this is his last night as commentator for NXT. Of course, the dude's been doing a lot lately since he's moved up to Raw and also does 205 Live. So definitely had to kind of cut some things off of his schedule. So they have to say goodbye to him, and we'll say hello to Nigel McGuinness next week. Very cool package. They showed his in-ring stuff from FCW and NXT when he won the tag titles with Neville. Then of course the NXT takeover Our Evolution, the moment where he went on the pre-show live and announced his retirement, but then announced that he would become a color commentator. And since then, the rest is history. He's basically the best color commentator in the business. Matt will probably agree with me there.
I find him extremely entertaining. I feel he's the closest heel. I don't want to say comedy, but I kind of do, and I don't want to say it in a disrespectful manner, but he's like the closest heel comedy commentator since Bobby Heenan, and I mean that in the highest form of compliment. He doesn't just cheer for heels though. He doesn't. But I just like the way he carries himself is very Bobby Heenan-esque, and I very much appreciate hearing a voice like that in today's wrestling industry.
He's phenomenal. It did not take him long to get to where he's at. Less than 2 years. You know, he basically went from NXT to the biggest live television show they have right now.
I bet you he watched a lot of Heenan tape.
Yeah, probably. In that tribute video, they did show kind of him in the Performance Center preparing to become a commentator, so that's pretty cool. very cool tribute video. I'm sure WWE will put it out on their YouTube channel.
They definitely should. It was very well done.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, go out of your way to see it. It was amazing. And then as they are talking about shaking hands and everything about his last one, and Corey Graves' favorite wrestler, Elias Sampson, comes out. That was hilarious. I still like Elias Sampson, so shut up.
You're the only one.
But I'm a president of his fan club, apparently. But a guy I like better is No Way Jose. So No Way Jose took on Elias Sampson in the main event. Pretty decent match, but to nobody's surprise, with the old pop-up punch for the win for No Way Jose. And that ends NXT for this week. Monday Night Raw live from Laredo, Texas. And we've got the best friends starting off the show, Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. Owens selling his injuries from the Universal title match against Roman Reigns. Jericho coming out. Both guys still have their championships around their waist. Owens said that people gave him no chance to beat Roman Reigns at the Rumble, but he proved them wrong. He's been proving people wrong his whole career. Owens was fired up about how he is talking about how he is the guy and he's the one. Owens admitted that he had someone to thank, someone that helped him. Braun Strowman, right? No, Chris Jericho. He helped him get through it. And then Owens spoke about Jericho's history making performances in the Rumble. Jericho then said hashtag 61 Minute Man, which I guess was trending on Twitter on Monday, apparently. And then Braun Strowman comes out. And Owens said that he wanted to thank Strowman, but Strowman didn't want to have any of it because he said, well, you promised me a title shot if you come out as the winner at the Royal Rumble. And Owens is like, no, I didn't. But hey, Strowman's not a big dumb guy. He brought some tape with him.
Yeah, but technically he didn't really promise him a title shot. The wording really, he never really said it. He said you might be next in line, as if implying that Strowman might win the Royal Rumble. You know, he did not flat out say, I'm going to give you a title shot if I beat Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. You know, it was really a weird play on words that they decided to, take advantage of for that match.
Yeah. Well, it was a way to at least get things going after the Rumble. So.
I just think poor KO should have been able to have the night off.
Yeah, I bet that didn't feel good going through those chairs.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Chris Jericho took on Sami Zayn for the first match of the night. Not for the title, so you know who's going to win there. But a pretty good match between those guys. I cannot wait for a pay-per-view match with these guys. I think it's going to be a phenomenal. But they did get 12 minutes here. Haluva kick for the win for Sami Zayn.
Get ready to fly.
You think that? So you think this will be a Fastlane or not till WrestleMania thing?
Oh, it's definitely not a WrestleMania thing with the Jericho KO match looming over all of our heads. The absolute latest they could do this match would be at Fastlane. Mm-hmm. They might even do it on Raw beforehand. Keep in mind, while the Elimination Chamber is only a week away from Sunday, there is a lot of time between now and Fastlane, because Fastlane doesn't even happen until it's March 5th or something that. So it's legitimately, Fastlane's a month away. The Raw's got a lot of time to do whatever they need to do.
And it's hopefully not naming Goldberg the number one contender. A lot of people think Meltzer's going to be right on this. Sheamus and Cesaro arguing backstage about what all happened at the Royal Rumble. Bayley comes in to break it up and says, "Hey, we gotta all get along." So we got a 6-person tag match against Charlotte and Gallows and Anderson, and she suggested a group hug. Then Charlotte, Gallows, and Anderson show up, and Anderson called it the Royal Rumble Loser Support Group. And then Gallows goes, "Nerds!" They showed a video package highlighting Seth Rollins' problems as of late, including him losing on Raw last week to lose a spot in the Royal Rumble match, and him showing up at NXT TakeOver. Later on Raw, he'll have a face-to-face with Stephanie McMahon. Stephanie was in her office. KO showed up to complain about Foley making the match with Strowman later on tonight on Raw. Owen said he was hurt and went through hell at the Royal Rumble. Stephanie said that she had no idea Foley would make him defend his title. She says that after she deals with Rollins, she'll talk to Foley about getting KO's match canceled. There you go. 205 live time. Mustafa Ali against Tony Nese. As we said, Tony Nese has been on a roll as of late ever since losing to TJ Perkins and then beating the shit out of TJ Perkins. Tony Nese has been undefeated. They got 4 minutes on this infomercial. And there you go. But I love this part. Austin Aries interviewing the wrestlers after the match. I thought that was great.
Yeah, he had another interview on 205 Live. He interviewed Tozawa.
Yeah, I heard Tozawa just talked in Japanese and walked off.
And Austin Aries said, "I couldn't have said it better myself." It was great.
It's almost like it's going to be kind of a bummer when he is no longer going to be the commentator.
I absolutely agree. I'm going to be happy to have him in the ring, but I'm going to be so bummed when he's not on the commentary team anymore.
Yeah, it's going to be a bummer, but I think you realize, though, when I think Austin Aries has a job when his in-ring career's done.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Him and Graves,
Vince clearly loves him on commentary, because if they didn't, Saxton would just Raw. Yeah, exactly. Saxton would just be doing the cruiserweight matches on Raw and not have to worry about anything. By putting Aries on there, it's clear that Vince likes him, or he wouldn't be on Raw.
Saxton is improving for me, though.
I can't stand Saxton.
He's improving a little bit, but yeah, I mean, give me Graves and Aries on Raw with Cole. Have them both gang up on Cole. Be great.
Saxton, to me, just tries too hard to be a goof.
Yeah.
He really feels like he's stretching forward at times. He's really, really trying to be that annoying goofball character, and it's just like, dude, we get it. Just shut up.
Seems like he's doing more, though, than Otunga.
Dude, they're both awful. Honestly, They can both go away for all I care. Bring Lawler back to SmackDown and, get rid of Saxton on Raw, and I guess put Aries there for now. And, yeah, just get rid of both of them, because they're both terrible on commentary.
Aries is so good.
Otunga used to be passable until they had him working with JBL. Now he's awful. And I don't know if it's just the fact that he can't work with JBL or what, but he's not good anymore.
So Austin Aries interviewed Tony Nese and said that there are some detractors that are insulting your personality. And Nese said, "I don't have any questions, or I don't have any answers. I don't have to answer questions from critics." And Aries summarized it by saying, "Nese will give you nothing." And Corey Graves goes, "That's some great journalism right there." Oh man, whoever thought whoever thought of the idea to have Aries go out there and interview the wrestlers? So far, he's 2 for 2 on being entertaining. Good job.
You know what I think this is leading to?
What's that?
I think this is leading to him getting physical with somebody.
Oh.
I think they're doing this now, to let people settle in. This is the norm. Aries is interviewing talents now, and I think it's going to get to a point where he's interviewing someone like Perkins or something, and they get into it, and Aries clobbers them. Starts beating the shit out of him, and that will mark his return to the ring. I feel like that they're setting it up for now to get people used to him doing it, and then once you're used to him doing it, bam, he's gonna attack somebody to set up his first feud, and I would say it's probably gonna be Perkins.
Did you enjoy the face-to-face with Stephanie and Seth?
Honestly, no, because I can't stand Stephanie anymore on my television.
I thought it was some of Rollins' best promo.
Rollins' promo was fine. It's just Stephanie takes me out of the realm of believability so much lately, because she's so unbelievable as a character that she makes me roll my eyes so much. And And yeah, Rollins said Rollins did fine. I don't believe Stephanie's acting, and because that's exactly what she is. She's a very bad actress. And the only thing she's good at is playing a bitch. And that's fine if you want to play the bitch, but it's pretty bad when I don't believe it.
All it was missing was the trademark slap. I figured there'd be a trademark
I definitely thought
slap.
The slap was coming.
Basically, the end of the promo was the fact that, just kidding, Triple H is on his way, and that got a big pop from the crowd.
I'm coming.
My limo's behind.
It was so stupid when the Jeep pulled up and they assumed it was Triple H. I'm like, yeah, like Triple H is gonna arrive in a fucking Jeep. Fucking idiots.
No, he's gonna come in a Chevrolet Cavalier. No, that's what I drive. Cesaro had streamers on his hands for Bayley's entrance. I thought that was funny. Sheamus, he's a fun hater.
Sheamus looks so thrilled about the inflatable Bayley buddies.
Yeah, or whatever.
So he looks so happy.
Whatever Saxton calls him.
I don't give a damn about the long ass name that Saxton calls them. Saxton can stay off my TV and stop talking forever.
Pretty cool, unique match. Mixing the ladies with the tag feud. I think that was a good idea to make things a little fresh. I thought it was a decent little 6-man tag.
But what a shock! Charlotte can't win a match on Monday.
Oh no, it's not pay-per-view.
You know what would happen if Raw had what would happen if WWE had a Monday night pay-per-view? Like USA USA has to bump them one night, so they decide to have a pay-per-view on a Monday night on the network. What would happen if Charlotte had to defend her title?
She'd get sucked into a black hole. We never see her again. Or it gets so bad for the WWE that they have to have their pay-per-views on Monday Night Raw like TNA does.
Oh my.
Last week was Genesis for free. Anyways. Bayley to belly. So the good guys win this one.
One more for the good guys.
The good guys. Stephanie and Foley in the office arguing. Of course, this is going to probably lead to a firing here soon, so Foley can get his hip fixed. Basically, bickering and arguing about going over her head and all that stuff they've been arguing about before.
And honestly, there's so many better people that they could bring in and fill this role. Because as much as I loved Foley when he was the commissioner back in the day, like he's a far cry from that character now. And I feel like they could pretty much put a half a dozen or more people into this role that will do better.
Well, that almost sounds like
doing right now.
That almost sounds like a good idea for a 5 count for Elimination Chamber, Matt. Our top 5 Raw GM replacements
on a SmackDown post-game show.
Yeah, why not? We're not on that brand. We don't have to stick with it.
Fine.
Fine.
Oh, we were cutting back on all these not single branded post game shows.
Well, then WWE decided to cut back on the number of pay-per-views. So
fair enough.
I don't think we're going to have. I don't think we're having 19 pay-per-views this year. So yeah,
I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, that was getting a little ridiculous in the fall, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
We even skipped a few of those. Neville walks out the Cruiserweight Championship. Time to bask in the glory for the king of the Cruiserweights. He talks like someone pissed in his Cheerios, and then Rich Swann interrupts. Then it gets physical. This segment lasted longer than most of the 205 Live matches on Raw, which was interesting.
I actually enjoy how Neville carries the title out like he's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Because that's exactly how Austin always carried the title out.
Isn't that how NATO carried it too for New Japan?
No, NATO kind of just like threw it on the stage.
Yeah,
like he didn't give a shit about the title at all. Like Neville cares about it, you know.
The feud that'll never end coming up later. tag team tornado match with Rusev and Jinder against Cass and Enzo.
They promised this was it. They promised.
They promised a lot of things.
You a-hole.
They showed Nia beating down Sasha at the kickoff show. Sasha in the trainer's room. Bayley showing up to check on her, saying, you should just wait till your knee heals before facing Nia again. And Banks says, I've got a lot to prove. Unlike some people, I'm not okay with coming up short. Oh. Burn. KO, Jericho in the locker room, bitching about Foley, bitching about the match with Strowman. You might start to see those seeds of Owens and Jericho again coming apart where, Owens is insisting that Jericho was out there for his match, even though he wasn't there for Jericho's match against Zayn earlier on. We all know the split's coming, though.
Yeah, and what's bad is they're making it blatantly obvious now, which kind of sucks, because I'd rather have it not, be so obvious that they're gonna do it. But they're not even trying now. It's like they're blatantly telegraphing, hey, these guys are gonna split up, and you're like, okay, whatever.
So for the Universal Championship match, Kevin Owens, Braun Strowman. Again, Braun Strowman's not a big dumb guy. First thing he does is go to the announce table and takes out Chris Jericho.
Drink it in, man.
Drink it. Choke slam it in, man. Again, Matt, I don't have anything negative to say about Braun Strowman. I thought his match with KO was good. I thought it was entertaining and solid.
No, I don't have anything bad to say about Strowman either.
I am surprised just how he has grown on the mic, in the ring. He's awesome. I like this guy. Truly like this guy. Who didn't see this coming? Roman Reigns coming out, causing a DQ.
Oh, it was so obvious.
Roman Reigns. Triple threat at sometime before Fastlane. How does Goldberg get into this?
I don't know. And that's what doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I know he's working Fastlane, and I know the rumor is that he's fighting for the title, but I just don't understand how the fuck he ends up with the title shot. I don't understand it at all. Like, I don't know how they're gonna set this up.
The only thing I can think of right now, I mean, there's many ways to set it up. I think the best way to set it up is a beat the clock challenge where Goldberg just beats the shit out of some spear jackhammer.
Yeah, but that would require Goldberg to work a match on Raw.
Yeah.
I don't see that. I honestly don't see that happening.
Really?
No, because when's the last time Brock worked a match on Raw?
I don't know.
Exactly. He hasn't. I don't think Brock's worked a match on Raw since he's returned in 2012. You can't really convince me that Goldberg's gonna just all of a sudden work a match on Raw now.
We somebody at Sportskeeda did an article yesterday that since WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar's total in-ring time has been 18 minutes.
What a way to get paid.
No kidding. Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman, again, kicking ass at his promos. Excellent promo.
Although the whole storyline's so stupid.
Threw in Kurt Angle. Of course, him and Lesnar had a...
And Hulk Hogan.
And Hogan. Hogan! Kurt Angle. I don't think Brock Lesnar remembers that end of that match, but... Poor guy. But basically the gist of the great promo by Paul Heyman is he wants Goldberg at WrestleMania.
And honest to God, if I'm Goldberg, I'm coming out next week and being like, I beat you at WrestleMania 20.
Nothing to prove.
I beat you at Survivor Series. I eliminated you in mere seconds at the Rumble. No, I'm not facing you at what the fuck
Mania.
ever. I'm not facing you at WrestleMania. So then at that point, then you set up you set up KO versus Goldberg at Fastlane, and then you have Brock hit the ring from the crowd and cost Goldberg the title. And then Goldberg be like, yeah, you cost me the title. Now I'll fight you at Mania. You know, at least make it make sense. What does Goldberg have to gain by accepting this match?
Yeah, and CageSideSeats.com reporting that Vince McMahon is heavily focused on this feud going into WrestleMania. So it's going to happen, kids.
Mr. McMahon is an ass.
He's an ass man?
No, he's just an ass.
Wow. Sasha, Nia Jax, this went about 3 minutes. No surprise. Nia continuing to destroy Sasha when Bayley came out and made the save. Lana looking mighty fine. Introducing Rusev and Jinder. I love how she called him the handsome Rusev because he's wearing the old mask on the face.
Well, they started the handsome Rusev gimmick a week before.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, and then unfortunately Kofi Kingston hit him with Trouble in Paradise and broke his nose. Yeah.
So now it makes it ironic.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, they started the handsome Rusev gimmick like the go home show of the Rumble. So
10-minute match, I just couldn't get into it.
No, because I just can't give a shit. I can't get into anything that Jinder Mahal does.
That too. Good guys win there. Another one for the good guys. Hey, a limo showed up to the building. Is it going to be James Ellsworth? No, it's Triple H in a suit.
James Ellsworth. Will you stop?
Right now on the WWE Network, this debuted after Raw. WWE 24 WrestleMania Dallas. These are always good.
It was really good. As much as I actually hated the event itself, the documentary of the event was actually really well done.
And if you hear our show afterwards, I loved the event, even though it wasn't the greatest wrestling show ever. I still enjoyed WrestleMania, probably because it was my first. I was never bored at the 6 hours, and I enjoyed WrestleMania thoroughly. So I'm excited to check this 24 documentary out.
You loved it. I hated it.
Triple H comes out talking how he's the creator. He's trying so hard not to be that guy anymore. That guy being the destroyer. Trying so hard not to be that guy that ends careers and crushes dreams and doesn't give a crap about what anybody thinks. He's trying so hard to be more. But then a guy like Seth freaking Rollins decides he wants to come to NXT on Saturday. And that's how you piss off Hunter, apparently. You show up on an NXT takeover. So he goes, I'm done trying. Hunter took off the jacket, took off the stupid tie, as he called it. He unbuttoned some buttons on that shirt. And said, Seth Rollins, get your ass to the ring and meet your destroyer. Oh, here comes Seth Rollins, full of piss and vinegar, ready to fight. Except he wasn't expecting that destroyer. None other than Samoa Joe making his main roster debut, beating the shit out of Rollins and making him go to sleep in the middle of the ring with a coquina clutch. Matt, how good was it to see Joe appear on Raw? Were you surprised legitly? Were you legit surprised when you saw it live?
I won't say I was legit surprised because I kind of felt like something big was going to happen. Mm-hmm. Like I just felt like they were setting up this main event segment for something big was going to occur, and I tried to tell you to tune in and you were too busy to watch it live. And I just because something in me told me like we're about to see something important happen, and I didn't know what, but like I definitely felt like something special was about to happen, and I was definitely right. You know, with the debut of Samoa Joe, and he looked like a fucking beast. And it was glorious.
It was truly glorious. Good stuff. And the great thing about Samoa Joe being on Raw, so is Finn Balor. So we might be able to get to see a few more of those classics down the road. Yeah, amazing way to end the match. Again,
do you think since Balor really doesn't have a spot on Mania right now, and Joe really doesn't have a spot on Mania right now, do you think we're getting Finn Balor and Samoa Joe at WrestleMania.
We may get Finn Balor Samoa Joe at Fastlane.
Yeah, Seth Rollins.
And Finn Balor could be that anti-establishment guy that stands up for Seth Rollins. I could see. I'm actually writing an article for Sportskeeda, 5 guys that could replace Seth Rollins. Though thankfully, it sounds like he's not going to get replaced. But one guy I'm going to put in there is Finn Balor. He's the creator of the Bullet Club.
Did you see the thing that Finn Balor put on social media earlier tonight?
The little get well soon card.
Seriously, he made a get well soon card for Seth Rollins. Hashtag Finn art with Goofy pointing with a thing pointing at his knee that says ouch, and he's like laying in a hospital bed with the Seth Rollins logo, and it says, heard you had an accident, whether you tripped, slipped, ran into something, or something ran into you. And it says, get well soon at WWE Rollins.
Something ran into him, all right.
And yeah, I saw that earlier tonight, and I fucking lost it. That's easily the funniest thing I've seen all day.
Balor is so hilarious. Balor is so hilarious. I could see Balor, the creator of the Bullet Club, Mr. Anti-Establishment, challenging and stepping in for Rollins and maybe even facing Triple H at WrestleMania. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
There'd be a lot of work to do to convince people that Balor and Triple H have issues, though.
Yeah.
Clearly Balor's Triple H's boy.
We got 3 months.
Really, got 2 months tops.
Isn't WrestleMania end of April?
No, dude, it's like April 1st or April 2nd.
Oh.
You got 2 months tops. You know, to make something like that happen. So,
well, at least on the bright side, Rollins seems to be okay. So
I think he's hurt. Yes. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong there. I do believe that he's hurt. But I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be okay come WrestleMania. Like, I think it was found out I think he re-aggravated his surgically repaired knee. But with some rehab, he's probably going to be able to avoid any type of surgery on it. And I truly believe that he and Triple H will be face to face in the ring in 2 months at WrestleMania, and everything will go as according to plan. We might not have Rollins on TV as much as they wanted to have over the next 2 months, but I still think that match is going to happen.
They've done enough on TV to where you can get away with it, I think.
Oh yeah, I agree.
You could do sit-down interviews with Rollins too. Then when you least expect it, there he is beating the shit out of Triple H, which would be cool. Like, Cole does his sit-down interview and it's with Triple H, and all of a sudden Rollins returns and beats the shit out of him right in front of Michael Cole.
Michael Cole just be like, "Oh my!"
Vintage Seth Rollins. Smackdown live from Corpus Christi, Texas.
Somebody go and get their ass whipped.
We start with AJ Styles looking at a monitor, looking all pissed off at Cena holding the WWE title on a monitor backstage with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. You could probably take that look that was on AJ Styles' face and get a good idea what the look on Matt's face was when that happened at the Royal Rumble. Are you buying... You're the one that told me this, so are you buying that we're heading towards Styles and Shane at Mania?
I don't want to buy it, but everything that I'm being told is that's what's happening. And I absolutely hate it with every fiber of my being.
It would be a good match. It'll be a great match.
I don't even think it's going to be a great match because Shane isn't the spring chicken he used to be. And after seeing it was passable.
It was good.
It was passable.
Hey, notice how I didn't say it was phenomenally great.
And after seeing Roman Reigns almost kill him at Survivor Series, like, I don't think the dude should ever be in a ring again. You know, let alone at WrestleMania against AJ Styles.
He did about kill Shane.
Yeah, he did. You know, like, I don't, like, after that, I'm like, dude, I never want to see Shane McMahon in the ring again. Like, the dude almost freaking, you know, killed himself, you know, in a meaningless match. So I don't want to see what kind of crazy stunt he would attempt to do at WrestleMania against AJ Styles. It's not needed. Like, look, you got Shinsuke Nakamura down in NXT right now. If you need a dancing partner for AJ Styles at WrestleMania, you don't need to look any further than Nakamura. You just don't.
No, just go look at a said tape of Wrestle Kingdom 10.
Yeah, exactly. Just let him go out there and tear the fucking house down. And nobody's gonna be mad at who wins and loses that match.
The basic gist of the backstage segment with the authority figures is who's in the Elimination Chamber. 6 men are going to enter, including champion John Cena. The other guys are AJ Styles, Bray Wyatt, Baron Corbin, The Miz. Dean Ambrose walked in, and they said Dean Ambrose. He goes, "Oh, that's what I came in to see." Yep, see ya. That Ambrose was kind of funny there. So those are your 6 guys in the Elimination Chamber match. Is it a lock that it's Bray Wyatt?
Yes.
Okay. I'd ask again. I'll ask again.
You can ask again in a week, and I'm going to tell you the same thing, that we are getting Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. The only reason I hate that is because I do not believe that they will allow Bray Wyatt to defeat Randy Orton and retain the championship at WrestleMania. Because
that's where I think they will.
See, I don't think they will. I think Orton will win it, and I think after Orton beats Bray in his rematch, I think Orton will go right into a feud with AJ Styles for the title again. I really and truly believe that Bray will have the title for
by then
from Elimination
AJ
Chamber
Styles
WrestleMania, and then Orton's going to take it from Mania.
By then, AJ Styles could be face. Yeah, I think they're gonna. It could if they do the thing with Shane. Maybe it changes as the way they change Styles' tune or whatever, but it's hard to not make him a face again.
Guess we're gonna find out, aren't we?
He's getting probably the biggest pops of the company of any regular superstar right now.
Dude.
Or as Tony Chimmel would say, superstar.
Dude, you don't have to convince me of this.
No. Do you like the set of 6 that are going to clash in the chamber though?
Dude, I'd have put Samoa Joe in there, because I wouldn't have had Samoa Joe debut on Raw to begin with. But other than that, I think using the SmackDown roster as it is right now, I think they picked the best 6 people that they could put in there. Clearly, there's no reason to put Randy Orton in there because he already has the guaranteed title shot at WrestleMania. So I think they took the right 6.
Aren't you happy though? That he came in as Triple H's destroyer, so he's already in the main event scene?
Here's why I was excited and not excited. I was excited to see Joe finally make it to the main roster and finally, get to do this on the grand stage of WWE. And I was excited for the way they debuted him. I was not excited, however, because logic booking dictates that Seth Rollins now must go through Samoa Joe to get to Triple H, which means Samoa Joe's first WWE pay-per-view, which would be Fastlane, had Rollins not been hurt, would have been Samoa Joe eating a pedigree from Seth Rollins for a 1-2-3. Clearly that's all out the window now, and maybe everything that happened is a blessing in disguise for Samoa Joe. But I don't know what they're gonna do from here. But yes, part of the fear in my mind was, well, fuck, Joe was brought to the main roster with the first thing in mind that he's going to be fed to Seth Rollins before WrestleMania.
Or they could have protected Joe, even though it sucks to do it in a pay-per-view. But Joe could have just snapped and DQ'd himself too. At Fastlane, possibly. They probably would have done some kind of screwy finish. Where Joe
dude, I bet you any money Rollins was going to beat him clean.
Yeah. This is what you get for being with Dixie for so long, pal.
He's fat.
He's fat. John Cena comes out to.
I already have one fat champion, Hunter.
He does. Yeah, remember when people were worried about him getting pushed?
Yeah, but he sold a shitload of merch. and that's why he got pushed. The question is, can they release WWE main roster Samoa Joe merch, and will it sell? And I encourage, if you are a fan of Samoa Joe, when they release his first main roster T-shirt, please go on WWE Shop and buy it. Like, buy it immediately. Don't wait for a sale or,
buy 20
or any of that crap. No, you don't even have to buy 20 of them. Just go buy the shirt, because the way Vince looks past people, the way they look, the reason he looks past the way Kevin Owens looks is because the guy sells a lot of merchandise. So if you want Samoa Joe to be successful on the red brand, which is an uphill battle already with Vince having his thumb all over it, you really need to buy his merch. So when he has a main roster T-shirt release, go buy it. Don't wait. Just go get the shirt, support Samoa Joe, and tell WWE with your dollar that you want to see this man get pushed on Raw.
It always cracks me up when you say that. He's fat.
Well, that's exactly how I envision Vince thinking.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's funny, but it's also sad because I think it's very accurate.
Cena cuts a promo putting over Styles. It said he was wrong. He's not just some guy from Atlanta. He's an elite level talent. Obviously, I mean, these guys put on a match of the year candidate.
This is John Cena going, guess we shouldn't have buried him on the mic last week, Jack. Let me say something nice to try to make it all better.
Yeah, Jack. The Wyatt family interrupts.
I wish they would have beat the piss out of him.
Instead, we got more Wyatt music and Luke Harper showed up. You notice how Bray Wyatt kind of channeled his broken Matt Hardy on that promo on SmackDown? He did a yes.
I did not catch that.
Oh man, he was channeling broken Matt when he was on the ramp with Orton.
Oh my.
Teddy Long McMahon comes out and says, "Hey, we got a tag match playa." John Cena, Luke Harper took on Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. Pretty good match, I thought. Obviously, they played off the fact that Harper still was under Wyatt's control somewhat, as when Bray got tagged into the match, there was a stare down and Harper then just tagged Cena and went to the floor. But overall, great match, great ending too. They teased another Sister Abigail by Harper delivering it to Wyatt, but instead other way around, and he got the Sister Abigail. Cena went after Wyatt, and Orton hits an RKO and pins Cena for the win. I bet Matt was happy when he saw Cena eat an RKO and then had the 3-second tan.
And they're clearly telling you that Orton versus John Cena is not happening at WrestleMania because they're facing each other one-on-one on SmackDown next week. And I'm telling you right now, if these guys were facing each other for the championship at WrestleMania, that one-on-one match would not be happening on SmackDown next week.
And your theory of Vince sabotaging SmackDown would have been pretty much on. Let's see if it's the A show now. We're going to give them Cena Orton part 50. James Ellsworth came out and introduced his boo Carmella. I bet Cass loved that. Carmella took on some chick that was dressed like Rainbow Bright. Anyways, thanks to what's been happening lately, Ellsworth getting involved, tripping up the jobber. Carmella puts on the code of silence. Thank you for coming. Kalisto and Ziggler went twice as long this time. It went 2 minutes instead of 45 seconds. Ooh. Ziggler beating up on Kalisto again before Cruz makes the save. Well, actually, Ziggler's trying to take off Kalisto's mask. JBL thinks he has a bunch of zits on his face or something. JBL, you should just worry about cleaning your search browser.
Ooh, that was stiff.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's out there somewhere. And whoever he Googled nude is not somebody you really want to see nude.
No.
Matt's been alluding to how they make Sami Zayn look like a dork in backstage segments. That kind of was about the same thing with Becky Lynch and Naomi. They got all dorked out and came up with some glow fire.
Becky Lynch always acts like a dork backstage.
That's true. But we got ourselves a kick-ass 11-minute women's tag match. I loved this match between Naomi and Becky Lynch against Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. I thoroughly enjoyed this match on SmackDown. Nobody's surprised. Naomi with another pin on Bliss. With the I like the little split-legged moonsault she does too for her new finisher. It beats the ass to face finisher.
Clearly.
I love this match though. It was good stuff by the ladies. American Alpha is interviewed by hey, there's tag champions on SmackDown. They kind of forgot about these guys for a while.
How dare you? So disrespectful.
How dare me?
How dare you forget about American Alpha?
Yeah, SmackDown kind of forgot about American Alpha for a while. What have they done since the Wyatt match?
We're waiting for someone to challenge them. That's what they said. Listen.
Yeah, they issued an open challenge, and everybody answered that open challenge, and a big old fracas ensued. Refs try to break it up. They go to commercial. Come back from commercial, and the fight's still going on. I thought it was kind of fun that they continued the brawl at the end. In the end, Beauty and the Man Beast and Alpha were standing tall. I still think it's going to be the Usos facing Alpha at WrestleMania.
Well, they announced on Talking Smack that it is going to be a tag team turmoil match at Elimination Chamber with all the teams involved, which to me really sucks because I rather would have seen a tag team Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
But there's whatever.
You had 6 teams. You had 6 teams in the ring, right?
Yeah, and I think it would have made the match matter a lot more.
I don't know if Slater and Rhino could fit in the same pot though.
Well, they could start the match then.
Rhino's a big boy.
But somebody who wasn't too thrilled about the open challenge was the broken one himself, Matt Hardy, who sent out a tweet following the segment: "Keep issuing open challenges. Your reign will be deleted when the hashtag Expedition of Gold brings the broken Hardys to you."
God, I wish.
So I'm just saying that he's throwing that out there into the atmosphere.
That's a WrestleMania match. The Broken Hardys against American Alpha. I will freaking jump for joy.
Matt Hardy will make you jump.
What is it? Tag team turmoil? Is that where 2 teams start and then when one team loses, another team comes in?
Correct.
And does Alpha get the champion advantage, or is it all a random draw?
It's apparently a quote unquote a random draw.
Yeah, quote unquote. Just like the Royal Rumbles.
Yeah.
Just like they rarely drew numbers out of the tumbler when everything in the tumbler was number 8 for Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
We almost had to call Dr. Shelby for Daniel Bryan when he told Nikki Bella and Natalya to stop arguing. Oh, that was kind of funny when he just screamed, "Enough!" It is time for the main event. What a fucking main event it was, man. Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles went for nearly 20 minutes. The commentary was pretty Miz heavy at times. It got a little annoying, but I thought Corbin was fine. I mean, it didn't. There's times where it takes away from the match. This case it didn't. But if you've not yet seen the Ambrose Styles match from this past SmackDown, go out and do so because it's fucking great. Then AJ Styles was pinned for the 1-2-3, but Miz and Corbin were getting into it, distracting the ref, and then AJ Styles hits the Styles Clash to get the W. Then Miz hits the skull-crushing finale on Ambrose, and then Corbin hits the end of days on Miz, and that ends SmackDown Live. And yet again, Matt, another solid SmackDown Live.
Yeah, absolutely. Even with John Cena as WWE champion, they still managed to put on a good show.
So you feel a little better now, huh?
Well, I mean, what do you mean by that?
Well, feel a little better compared to how you felt Sunday.
Well, I'm still fucking annoyed about it, But I mean,
overall,
I just look, the fact of wrestling that everybody's speculating right now. The speculation right now says that it's going to be John Cena and Nikki Bella against The Miz and Maurice at WrestleMania. So to me, I say, if John Cena was given his historic 16th title reign, what the fuck was the point when it was only going to last for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Why couldn't you have waited to give him the reign when it was really going to matter? So now, look, if you insisted on Bray versus Orton at Mania, you easily could have done that by letting Styles retain it in the Rumble and lose in the Elimination Chamber. My main issue with that match was just the fact that the title changed for absolutely no reason. It was bad booking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said it all along. Wait till next WrestleMania to do it, and then bring Rick out.
I'm so glad they didn't do that.
Oh, he would have gotten fucking.
Oh
booed.
My god.
That's gonna do it for this edition of Lost in the Midcard. Thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes and any of your favorite podcasting apps. Make sure that you do a little search. And if you've already done that little search, tell your friends to do that little search for Lost in the Midcard and subscribe. We'll be back at you next Thursday with our Elimination Chamber preview show. So that'll be the next one coming at you. We're also subscribable on YouTube, and the links to all that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard. We're also on the Twitter at LITMC Podcast. The tweeter. Matt is at Showtime. I'm at JB Huskers. And before we ride off into that sunset, Matt, what are your final thoughts?
Well, we got the Chamber in a week. Congratulations to Bray Wyatt for finally winning a singles championship.
Congrats for a main event at WrestleMania, I guess. Though you consider an Undertaker match as main event too.
I mean, I feel like it's long overdue that.
Oh yeah.
He's finally getting a singles title. I felt it was long overdue that he was when he got the tag titles. I feel like Bray Wyatt is WWE champion. It's about damn time. So.
Well, you just said that he's not going to win.
No, he's going to win at the Chamber. He's just not going to retain at WrestleMania.
That's right.
So he's going to hold the title for a month and a half. And then
Orton's breakdown of the Wyatt family.
And then Orton's going to beat him at Mania. So, I mean, at least he gets the title. I mean, I think it would have been even worse had Bray won the Rumble and then Orton would have won the Chamber and then Bray would have never got the title at all.
True.
So, I mean, at least this way, Bray actually gets the championship. So...
And I've got that special rooting section. I've always been a fan of Bray Wyatt, but I got to have a little phone conversation with him after they were in town for Smackdown. So I thought that was really cool of him to hang out for 5-10 minutes and talk to me. So obviously I become an even bigger fan, but I've always been a fan of Bray Wyatt.
Should have got him on Lost in the Midcard, damn it.
Yeah. There's a little thing called Vince that probably wouldn't allow that, but
fuck Vince.
Yeah, especially if Vince heard my open or anything you've said.
What are you kidding? Vince hears everything we say. That's why he books the product to piss us off. Yeah. He thinks we're funny, pal.
Well, if Vince thinks we're funny, then god damn it, we're funny. For Matt Black, this is Jeremy Bennett. Thanks for tuning in to Lost the Midcard. We'll catch you next week with our Elimination Chamber preview show.